everybody. Welcome to Merely Surviving to Successful Thriving. This is Jen and Diane here. Looking forward to talking to you and being with you this afternoon. Our topic for the day is going to be on forgiveness. We've had a lot of experience with using it or not using it in our lives, and we would love to share with you how it's worked for us and the relationships in our lives today. Remember that you can hear us on wherever you get your podcasts, so feel free to look us up under Merely Surviving to Successful Thriving. And I'm going to hand it over to Jen to start our conversation today on forgiveness.
Hello. I could talk a lot about forgiveness. I have had a lot of things happen to me recently, and I carried around a lot of anger. And I didn't think I would ever come to a place where I could forgive. And, it damaged me. It damaged me and held me back for a couple of months. And I'm really trying to work on that today. I had an opportunity yesterday to drop some charges against my husband because you know what? I'm starting a new life and I'm moving to Florida. I just want to be done with this. I want to be done with it. I don't want to have any bad karma. I don't want to have anything holding me back anymore. And not just forgiving other people, but something that I really struggled with was forgiving myself for a lot of my past mistakes and the way I've handled things. And that really held me back. I'm able to forgive myself today. Through this marriage, through raising my children, I was a shell of a human being, and I really didn't have much to offer. And I look back at it, and I think I could have done so much better and so much more. So those feelings of guilt, really, they took a toll on me as well. And, I really don't regret my past because it's got me to where I'm going today. Today, my life is amazing. I'm doing things that I never thought possible. Without being able to let all this stuff go, you get stuck. And so many different new doors opened for me. Like, I went out to Florida looking for a place. I found two really nice places that I liked a lot, and they fell through. And then I came back here and I was scared. I said, oh my God, I only have 1 month until I'm supposed to move. And God just opens a door. I have my faith, and a better apartment shows up for me. Bigger, nicer, and a couple dollars less a month. It's outrageous. But without being able to let all these things go and grow and accept myself and my shortcomings and be able to work through it and just leave it all in the past, it makes it impossible for you to thrive. If you would have asked me 6 months ago if I thought any of the things that I'm doing today is possible, I would have said absolutely not. I was able to pay my own bills. I got myself a job. I'm taking care of myself. We were laughing about this yesterday. I just bought this computer and my headphones. Now, my relationship used to hold me back from doing a lot of things. And I said that would have been a game right there. I would have had to cook nice dinners before I introduced the idea of getting a computer. Might even had to have sex that I didn't want to have. All these things, the way I was living, oh my God. And I said, you know what I did? Me and Diane, we went in the store. I'm like, I'm just going to buy the laptop. I might as well get it so we could do this podcast better. I went in the store and bought it. I didn't have to ask anybody. I have the money to do it. It's just miracles and blessings. Just after letting all this stuff go that was holding me down. And, also the power that negative thinking has on a person. I never thought that I would be able to take care of myself. I was told that for years. I believed it for years. I'm going to a place that's better than I've ever lived in my life. I have a new car today. I have some money in the bank. I have self-respect. I love myself today, and I'm a better example to my children. And I'm so incredibly excited about the rest of my life now. I used to say if I died in my sleep, I wouldn't care because that's what kind of life I was living. Always too afraid to kill myself, but that miserable that I was praying a lot of times that God would just take me. Now, quite the contrary. I'm like so excited when I wake up in the morning. I thank God that I have another day. It's that my turnaround in 6 months is absolutely incredible. And I'm figuring maybe not next week, but the week after that, I will do this podcast from under a palm tree somewhere to let you all see just how these promises come true and how we can do these things. Together we are strong. There is nothing that's going to stop me anymore. I feel unstoppable at this point in my life, and I want to hear what you think about this.
Yeah, I mean, I really love, the road that you've traveled all the way up until this point, and the road that you're going to continue to travel. I, I'm jealous about the palm tree thing, but, but I really, really know that like you're on the right path for yourself, and I really, really believe that what you believe and what you see, what like there's a song, if you can see it, you could be it, and I didn't know that. It's almost like years ago I used to take these visionary, go to a therapist, and they used to try to apply like vision to try to visualize yourself someplace that you want to be. You know what I mean? And then just like make it happen. Like you want to be successful at this, or you want to do this, and I would just close my eyes and put myself into that place of where I wanted to be, and then it literally came to pass because of that. Like because I could see myself doing it. If you can't see yourself doing it, it will not happen. So it's almost like a deliberate attempt to say, I'm going to see myself doing this. I'm going to see myself doing that. And it's just unbelievable. And my forgiveness for my ex did not come to pass until he was out of my life. There was no way I was going to forgive him with him still there. I just couldn't. I could, be there. I could try and focus on the things that I was doing for myself and try and raise the girls. But with him there, it was too much of a distraction.
Mm-hmm.
It was taken away from everything I believed in about raising kids, everything I believed in about, being in a relationship, everything I believed in about having faith and about applying it in my life. Everything he did was against all of that. You know what I mean? So
Yep.
it was unbearable. Like I couldn't be in it. Like, so the way that I could forgive him was to get rid of him.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mean to say like I didn't kill him or anything. I'm just here to say that he's still alive. But I had visions of that too. Like many, many nights, I woke up going, boy, I'm glad I didn't do that. You know what I mean? And,
Yeah.
It was hysterical. I mean, like now I laugh, I used to have these visions of, boy, if I sat on him right now, and I was like 9 months pregnant, ready to pop at any minute, I wonder if he would suffocate. Like all this stuff was going on in my mind during the night, and that's no way to live. That is no way to live. But my forgiveness for him did not happen until he was out for a while. And then I still have to continue to choose forgiveness for him because there's a lot of baggage and there's a lot of wreckage that was left behind with that. There's many, 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 like child support, everything. I'll give you the number, $101,000. I mean, in child support that he's never had to pay, and I'll probably never get it from him. And, I just like, when I look back and I'm like, do I forgive him for that? I can't really tell you that I do. Do you know what I mean? Like, those are your kids. Why wouldn't you try to help your kid? You know what I mean? And then there's this other part of me. It's like, you can't get blood from a stone. Mm-hmm. Like you can't, like, going to the hardware store for bread. I love that saying, going to the hardware store for milk. Like, I'm going to the wrong place to get the wrong thing. It's not going to happen. And the more that I do that, the more that I'm banging my own head against a brick wall. So what I did was I just pushed myself as far as I could into whatever work that I was doing so that I could make a decent income for me and my girls. And I did it alone. And I had no family members at the time, helping. And it was really, really hard. But I was part of a big organization that helped me with it. Different friends, different relationships helped me to carry them through my church. And then, the forgiveness came only when I was able to put forth the effort to help myself. Because the more I was angry and bitter and pissed at the person, the more that I wasn't able to help myself. So it's like, it's almost like the label that we put on somebody. Like if I am always like, he this, he that, she this, she that, then I'm the victim. And if I'm a victim, that means I can't do anything about my situation. And I'm telling you and the whole world that I can't do anything about my own situation. And I remain a victim, a perpetual victim. And so I had to look at that and go, okay, I understand that he's wrong. So that justified anger is a bitch. Let me tell you, I know he's wrong and he deserves it. You know what I mean? Like trust me, if I would have saw him in the middle of the road, I don't know what I would have done with the car. Do you know what I mean? Like, I was just like, whoa. And then when he was gone for a while, I was able to heal. But the only way that I was forgiving for him is when I was healing myself. I had to heal. I had to look at what caused me to be with him in the first place. Oh, boom, that hit the nail right on the head. I was a victim before I met him. That's what I was. I needed him to save me. I needed to be rescued. That's what I was. And I wasn't going to allow that to run my life anymore, especially with what was going down in that relationship. And it took a while. It took a few years for me to be alone, raising my girls. There was major struggles. There was major financial difficulty. I had a full-time job, but it wasn't enough. I had to work at night. It was hard, but I did it. I did it at least for 5-7 years of their lives, and they know it, and they see it, and they feel that, and they saw that he was absent. But they're pretty decent girls, and they're very healthy in the way that they think. They think like, I'm not supposed to put up with this because this isn't really acceptable because, hey, my mom didn't put up with it.
Right.
I don't want like anybody out there to ever feel that you have to put up with unacceptable behavior in your life. Because you don't. There's so many options and choices that people don't think that they have. What do you think about like options and choices? Like, I want to hear what you're saying because, at the time when we're in it, we do not feel like we have any other option but to stay in it. And why? So what are the whys? Here's the why.
I know. I could relate like to every single thing that you were just talking about, and yet your arrears is ridiculous. I've only been in this for like 6-7 months, and my arrears are already like 7,000. They're deadbeats, But I'm now coming from a place that I realize that I can take care of myself, and when I do get money from them, that's just like extra money in the bank now. It's not something that I'm ever going to rely on or depend on. But, I thought for so many years I was so trapped in this thing that I would never be able to get out of. I never saw any light at the end of the tunnel. So when he started cheating with this woman, at first I was angry. It damaged my ego a little. But then I'm like, I wanted to get divorced from this guy forever anyway. So what does this even matter? So now I come to a place like I was even thinking about it. I'm leaving for Florida. I'm almost tempted to send her flowers. Like, think about this. No, seriously, she saved my life. If she didn't do that, I would probably be stuck in this still. And look at where I'm going now. My daughter she's not going to end up picking a man like this. She's going to pick better for herself. She's going to see a strong mother that's not putting up with this nonsense. She's proud of me today. And so many doors open. I've had help from different people. I've got built up from my girlfriends. I did a lot of praying. That's like huge too. And God just sent me signs like that this was all going to be okay. Help me find this apartment that I'm going to, townhouse, I should say. Like beautiful things. Once I was finally ready to let this go, I prayed about it. I was scared, but I walked out. And I couldn't tell you how happy today that I am that I did this. And now, just a few months ago, when I knew I had these charges against my husband, I was like, I am going to send his ass to jail for like 10 years because that's what he was facing. I came to a place where I went from, yes, I'm going to do that, to told the judge, just drop it because I don't even care what happens to him anymore. I'm not going to be in the same state with him anymore. So it doesn't even matter. Just go to work, and eventually I'll get the money from you because that's really all that he's good for. But I can live peaceful and free now, so I don't have to carry that anymore. All that anger, and I just let it go, and what a beautiful thing that is,
Mm-hmm.
and being able to take care of myself. I just had my knee surgery, like 5 weeks ago. Haven't had like pretty much any help around here. I have packed my house. I'm getting ready to move. I'm doing this all myself. I am totally capable. Anything I set my mind to, I can do it. That's how I'm feeling these days. And so far, every single thing that I set my mind to, not only did I achieve it, I've achieved it faster than I even thought that I was going to be able to. And I always think this is important. I have everything on my calendar. I set small goals for myself each day. Just a couple things that I have to get done. Even with this move, I said this room has to get done, or half of this room has to get done by today. And I've been on a pretty good schedule because when I give myself these like impossible tasks to do that I have to get done like 12 things to, like major things, I get flustered. I feel hopeless, like I'm never going to be, and then if I don't finish all the things, then I feel down. So I give myself smaller, obtainable goals. I reach them, and then I even get to go further than that. And that's just like, that has helped me a lot. It's built up my self confidence. Um, I'm just, I'm excited every day when I wake up. I can't wait. I'm counting days. By this time next week, I will not even be in the state of New Jersey. I should be, I don't know exactly where I'll be by then, but I'll be driving to Florida, and just the opportunities that I'm going to have out there because I'm going myself. I'm going to be walking into a place with a key that I got, a key to a place that I got by myself, better than any place I ever lived in my life, on my credit, just my name on it. Do you know how freeing that is? I can't even begin to explain how freeing this is for me. And on top of that, like I was blessed. I was able to pay my rent a whole year up. So I'm good. I'm going to focus on my career once I get there. I'm going to save money, and next year after my divorce is final, I'm going to buy a house. And like this road, I just feel like on top of my game right now. And I want everybody out there to think like that thinks things are impossible right now or feels down. Talk to us. We can help you. You know, we're living proof that this works. We can do it. You can do it. And now I want to hear what you think about this.
Yeah, it's just so wonderful that like you found yourself, and you're like I always say that you're not leaving him for another man. You're leaving him for Jennifer. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like that's what it is. Like you're leaving him for Jennifer, and this is for the right reasons at the right place at the right time, and all the right doors opened for you to go through. You just had to choose which ones to go through for it,
Yep.
and it wasn't even like. And when I think about, you know, the of like exes or spouses. I'm like, anybody. Like, I've had deep seething resentments for years with certain people. Like, I mean, like that thing I said about the car. If I saw this person in eighth grade, like, you know what I mean? I would
Yeah.
have hit her with the car too. And so I had to work through so much stuff, like, because back in the day, it's going to get like more like deep with you guys here. Is like when I was younger, and even like in my late 20s, early 30s, and like even like very subtly later on, 40s, 50s, or whatever, I can tell you, I know how to dissociate out of something. I can tell you something could happen, and I could make believe and literally like make myself believe that it didn't happen. Or if I'll believe that it happened, but I will completely dissociate the shit out of it that it's affected me in any way.
Hmm.
So what happens is I forget about the thing. And then what happens when we do that, and this is what I did in my relationship for years. I'm not talking about spousal or anything, just people, friendships, um, workers, co-workers, employers. Like, I would just make believe what was happening did not affect me, because this is what we were taught. You're not supposed to like complain and worry and like take people's crap, and so I would just make believe it didn't happen, or make believe it didn't happen to me, or I wasn't, it really wasn't real, or
Right.
I wasn't affected by it. So what happens with that when you do that is it goes somewhere within you, and it stays there until it comes out. It's going to come out. It's just like when you're having a baby, you're going to have that baby. You're just no way you're pushing that sucker back in. They're coming,
Right.
and that's it. And there's nothing you could do about it. So it always came out. It came out in some other way, and then usually that other way was very, very destructive. And usually it was, whatever, like promiscuity or alcohol or food. Oh, food's a
Hmm.
good one that I could use right now, which I choose not to, and um, overworking or accomplishments or anything. Like, it'll just come out in other ways until it comes up, and then you give birth to it. You have to
Right.
actually give birth to it again and look at it so that it's dealt with on a higher plane. And the forgiveness doesn't even come into effect at all. It's not even in my vocabulary until that happens.
Yep.
Never. I can never forgive anybody if I don't even know that they did something, or that I feel hurt by something that they did. I didn't feel hurt. I used to tell people years ago, I don't have an angry bone in my body. That's bullshit. I had so much anger and pent up shit in there for years that I didn't even know what to do with it. And
Hmm.
but the forgiveness for other people and myself occurred when I healed, when I
Yep.
started healing. And there's still much more healing to go. You know what I mean? There's a lot of my family is just, they were suffering people, and I just pray for them every day. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
That they find the spirit of God within them. That's what I pray for my family every day, is to
Yeah.
whisper in their ears and show them how much you love them, and tell them how much you love them, so that they feel lifted up to handle the day-to-day situations in their lives with some dignity and self-respect.
Yep.
So that's what we're shooting for here, just to respect yourself, forgive yourself and others, but it doesn't happen without both. Like, you
Yeah.
can't forgive somebody else if you can't forgive yourself, and you can't forgive yourself if you can't forgive somebody else. Just like judging. We can't judge, someone else, judge, or how does it say? Thou judge and thou will be judged, or something like
Yeah.
that. Like three fingers pointing at me when I got the finger pointing at you, all that stuff. And it's so true, because what
Yep.
I see in somebody else, I have. It's like, if you spot it, you got it. Like,
Yep.
but I don't know. So that's about it that that I have. If you want to have any further say on this, I want to
Mm.
hear.
Yeah. You know what? I was also just thinking about it too. I used to put um, unreasonable expectations on people, and they would fail me every time. But you know what? That has to do with me too. Like, what am I going to expect? And I was living in insanity because I always thought that it would change. I just have to do this and then they'll act the way that I want them to. And that doesn't happen. So, like, today, I'm able to realize, like, I only have control over myself and the way I react to other people. And that helps me a lot too. You know, uh, my reaction could totally take a turn, a whole different way when I react the wrong way. I try to come out of a place of love today, and just try to share that with other people. And it's a lot easier for me to smile and be happy than it is for me to carry around all this anger and resentment. And it's just such a better place for me to live. And for the first time in my life, I'm actually truly happy and peaceful. And it's great. So I guess that's about all I have to share today.
Yeah, so it's like some things have to happen for us to find that peace, unfortunately. Like,
Yeah.
A lot of adversity and some tragedy and some betrayal, serious betrayal and pain,
Yeah.
And then comes great joy. And it's like joy isn't felt without, like you can't just only have joy in your life. It's not
Yeah.
possible. Like we weren't I'm realizing it. We weren't created that way. Like sometimes out of the ashes, like that's where I find my greatest strength, and
Yeah.
so I love that. And so that's about all we have today. I just wanted to say happy Thanksgiving. We're grateful
Oh, yes.
for everyone out there.
Yeah.
We're counting our blessings. We hope you're counting yours, and we hope that you're with the ones that you love this week. And if there's any family issues that go on during the holidays for you, and you need a shoulder to lean on or somebody to talk to, just definitely put some comments underneath, and we'll get back to you for sure, because we've been there. Families can be a tough thing sometimes. And but enjoy your Thanksgiving. Be grateful for you. Be grateful for everything that you've become and everything that you want to be. And we love you very, very much. And have a great one.